My hair is starting to lock already. I don't know how much hair I'm gonna lose. It's like 2 o'clock. I don't usually eat breakfast. I usually get hungry around like 3 or something, and I'm hungry right now.
I know, I'm making some food.
What are you making?
The same thing you had last night. Catfish and some fries.
Much power is too late to debate is MC. I will lead you.
He's already washed it. He washed it last night. Now today, it's time to do it. We're gonna do some braids, but as you can see, I probably need to really detangle it. He got some lint in there. I'm gonna show you the culprit of the linty hair for both of us. Why are you looking in the camera? The culprit of the hair that's linty, we have these sausage-shaped pillows, and we love it. We have 2 of them, and it creates a bunch of lint that gets in our hair. Let's get started. I'm gonna probably wet it down and then just start with sections and braid each section as I finish it.
Take all day. When's the last time somebody comes in here? I just have to shake it off and start.
My son, this don't look like a kid.
All right, we're done.
So, I've been growing my hair for 5.5 years. There's an Android app that I have that I use to track it. It shows me like I upload the picture and put the date in, or whatever date I put the picture in, and it just categorizes, and I can just swipe through and see each date and create images that show, you know, different dates from my start date to now. So, pretty cool. Not bad. I wish I had weight. I need some beads. Because they like to curl up. Yeah, beads. Cherie says I have beads, but they're like not finished. They're like crafts wood or something. I bought these on Amazon. Yeah, so they're not finished on the inside. I am not sticking my hair through that to tear my hair up. And to get basically sawdust all over my hair.
Good morning. I'm here to do something I've been putting off for a while, and that is getting these dishes done. As you can see, there's a bunch of dishes that need to be loaded into the dishwasher, washed, and in general, I just need to clean up the entire kitchen. I have some things I'll probably get to today, but then I need to do a deep clean of things like the toaster. There's some grease that's above the stove that I need to get. So I don't know if I'll get to it all today, but at a minimum, we got to get all these dishes loaded into the dishwasher and everything else washed. This is my handy apron so I don't mess everything up. Actually I got it a little too high. So it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. I got started a little bit later than I really wanted to because I just, didn't get out of the blocks in time. But hopefully today will be a productive day. We've got actual work to do, and then of course there's always housework that really sort of never ends. So my mother-in-law would love this because she loves zebra print and stuff. So anyway, let's try to go ahead and get started with the day. Normally what I do to take up time is sometimes I listen to audiobooks. Do you guys have Audible? Because I found that it's really worth it's about 15 bucks a month, and you get 1 free credit, and then you also are able to listen to all the things in their Audible library. So I really, really do enjoy, having Audible because it gives me something to listen to. Anything you want to listen to, whether it's self-help or Fiction, I love, my guilty pleasure is listening to urban fiction. Or anything else that you might want to listen to, they definitely have it on Audible. This is not sponsored or anything, but it's just my experience. And that's another thing that I would love to do, is just recommend things that have made our lives easier, stuff that we really, really love, to you guys. And then I'll look to the comments and see if any of you have Audible, or if you enjoy it, or if there's other stuff you guys recommend. Let us know in the comments. Hey.
Yo.
Morning. What we got on the agenda for today, I was just explaining how we got work to do.
Yeah, we have to always do videos, but last night or whatever, I came up with this idea for a program that I want to make. I don't know when I want to start that.
Oh, well, not today, because we got a lot of recording to do today.
But I mean, I can't start.
I mean, I guess you could start it today, but are you going to play some morning mood music on the piano?
Play something I like to hear. Tired of playing stuff two vibes want to hear.
That's pretty. It kind of reminds me of some like old school Lionel Richie. Okay, so one of the things we'll do when we write a song, a lot of the times, well, it just depends. Hopefully you can hear me because I have this water out. But one of the things we'll do is he'll play something on the piano, come up with a melody, and then I will come up with a vocal melody to go along with it. And that's one way we'll do it. And then we may write words to it later, depending on kind of like how good we think it is. Some songs come easy and other songs just are, a lot harder. But what I find is that when he's playing the piano and that's the sounds that I hear, it's much easier for me to come up with a vocal melody and something that I think will be pleasing. He's been playing self-taught for a long time, in the sense that he always was creating music. Like, maybe you can chime in on what what your experience with music is. But
I've been making music since I don't know, I probably was in middle school, high school, sometime around there. But I didn't have, like, in the 90s, I didn't have the equipment, producers used in the 90s, really. I just had a computer, and people weren't really doing music production like that on a computer, especially from the consumer side. I didn't have professional level money. And I just pieced sounds together, and then I eventually got software where, I could play notes, and, I had little small keyboards and stuff that I could use for sounds, and then just progress from there and just put sounds together.
Probably like maybe 2 years ago, he started really doing piano, like taking piano, like he understood
two-handed piano, basically.
Right, two-handed piano. He understood chords and stuff like that because he was, composing beats and stuff. But then it just was a completely different thing to actually go in and say, now I'm going to compose entire songs on the piano and, getting the fingering and everything correct. Actually, what it got you started, I'm going to take credit for it, was I pulled a keyboard out of the garage and I said, I'm going to actually learn and take some YouTube classes and learn how to play the piano. And then what happened was I started to play for a while, and then this wrist just started really, really hurting a lot, really bad. And it turns out that essentially one of the tendons in the wrist was acting up, and it took about...
Let me tell you what really happened. She set me up She wanted me to do this, and so she started doing it. And whenever she's like, "Come see this, do this," and then she just stopped.
My wrist really was jacked up for like.
Well, that's probably, a good excuse, but that was her plan from the beginning, was to get me to play.
It really wasn't my plan completely.
Completely, see?
My plan was that I would be able to play and sing along. The reason I wanted to be able to do that is because it's much easier if you accompany yourself, so that like if you mess up or you draw a note out a little bit too long, then you can just play around it and it's no big deal, right? So that was my initial goal. When I had problems with my wrist, then it basically, think about like carpal tunnel, except I had sort of it on the reverse side of where carpal tunnel is. And it was swollen and hurting, and I wore a brace on and off for like more than a year. Now it's been probably almost 2 years since I had that injury. My wrist feels fine, but every time I try to start playing the piano or something, I'm afraid that it will be bad, because if the issue was that, like, how you can bend your hand back like this? I couldn't bend my hand back. It just would not allow me to do that. Now that I can do it, I don't want to mess it up. He started playing on the keyboard that he had that was years old, and it sounded really janky, but it was like, we're playing now. And then, he would compose and practice on that and practice on that. And then what was the next thing you got? I think you got that interface. The controller, right, which to a layperson like myself pretty much looks like a keyboard, but it was big, but the sounds on it were much better, so it didn't sound all janky like the other keyboard sounded.
A MIDI controller doesn't have sounds. It plays, you connect it to another device like a computer, and it basically translates the button or key presses from the controller to a program on a computer.
What he said.
So the sounds are on the computer.
So it sounded better, though. It sounded like a grand piano now versus this tinny sort of MIDI.
Oh yeah, it sounds terrible, that keyboard.
That's that keyboard he started on. So then that was great. We decided we really wanted an actual real piano, and obviously we couldn't afford a grand piano out the gate. Plus, it's huge. It's the middle of the pandemic, and how would we get that in? You have the issues of people coming into your space and all that. So we just decided that we would look into something that would be a little bit less expensive. First, we looked at used upright pianos. Still, those were running in like the $3,000 to $5,000 range, and if they were cheaper than that, then they were old and messed up, and you really don't know what you're getting. Then we decided we would look at digital pianos, and then we started to see some really nice options. One day, Heit will go into the details of it, but we've been really, really happy. We bought a Yamaha, one of the Arius pianos. It sort of looks like an upright piano. You've seen it in the living room, but it creates sounds that sound a lot like a piano, but it also can connect to the laptop. That's why you see the laptop sitting on top of it. And then when he composes, then he's able to record, and maybe you could explain a little bit more how that works.
The keyboard sends information to whatever device it's connected to. So basically, when I press keys, it sends the information to a program in the computer, and I can record whatever I've played or pressed, and so I can just sit down, play, and record it and save it for later, because a lot of times I'm going to forget what I played, or, it just sounds good and I don't want to have to go and replay it. So then I'll just put it on our server and retrieve the file, from the studio.
Right, because the piano's in the living room. So it's lovely, because a lot of times when I'm in the kitchen doing stuff here, then Heit will go and just, start to play on the piano and things like that. So anyway, so that's kind of the story about how we got to where we are with this particular digital piano, which is in our living room. Done a lot of talking, not a lot of dishwashing, only have a couple of glasses loaded. Let me get to this so that we can actually get the kitchen clean, because I'm gonna have to cook something later. So I'm washing the dishes, and then I'm pulling out the top shelf, and then I look and it's like about to fall. Then I'm trying to figure out, why is it letting the entire top shelf come out? I looked down and this little piece had come off. So glad I noticed it, or else all the glasses would have hit the floor, and that's the last thing I need right now.
Cheri keeps breaking this thing.
Shout out to the people who like to wash everything by hand. Personally, I wouldn't mind washing it by hand because, as you see, I actually wash it by hand before I put it in the dishwasher. But here's the thing, the dishwasher will sanitize, I wouldn't call it disinfect your dishes. It gets up to a really, really high heat. And I mean, quite frankly, I grew up on a dishwasher, and I just feel like it helps to keep down germs. It helps from, you know, people transferring germs back and forth. You know, I grew up in a family of, you know, 4 kids and 2 parents, 6 people, and we always used the dishwasher and never had a problem. Now, some people like to put bleach or something like that in their dishwasher, in their dishwater when they hand wash. That's fine. I would just prefer not to do that and then have the dishwasher bring everything up to a really high temperature, and it's just convenient. But let me say this. Shout out to the people who actually unload their dishwasher, because I won't lie, I just pretty much pull the stuff right out of the dishwasher, use it from there. Some people are just diligent and they put things back into their cupboard. I'm not one of those people. However, once we have domestic help, then I'm sure that that'll be one of the things I'd love to have happen. Okay, we're making some progress. As you can see, the counter is almost all cleared. Well, pretty much almost all cleared off. I got a few more dishes here to load, and then we'll be done. Because washing dishes and doing all of this stuff, I love it when a house is well kept. But to be honest with you, I don't enjoy it, but I do it. So let's finish up so we can get to some more fun things in the day. So I'm really coming into the home stretch now, and boy, am I glad, because I'm ready to be done. I realized that these bowls over here won't fit, and I have a couple other just plastic items that I'm gonna just wash by hand, and then, you know, probably place them back there somewhere. And then we'll be able to get the dishwasher going. The last thing I've got left to do is the silverware, which I always save for last because I hate it. I wanted to point out something, because this is just so gross. But, you know, one of the things that we had done when we were trying to lose weight is we switched to, you know, making sure that we really just stopped drinking any kind of sugary drinks. I stopped drinking even diet soda, and we started drinking water. So this is my water bottle, one of them, and it's a stainless steel water bottle. Great, wonderful. It has this plastic straw, and then you know, pull up the spout and you drink from the spout. And the plastic straw, every so often, I would, you know, wash it, run it through the dishwasher. And then the other day I went to fill up the bottle. Now, for whatever reason, I guess I drank from a glass a couple days in a row. And I normally, you know, we always have our water on our bedside, just pretty much everywhere, so we can hydrate. And I went to fill up the water, and, you know, I was rinsing everything out. And then I noticed that there's a couple more in here now. You really can't see them very much. But there was a little kind of a dark grayish dot, just a very small one, that was in the plastic straw. And so clearly that was some type of bacteria or spore that was starting to grow. And I'm just like, how gross is that? So one of the things I'll say is, I mean, the stainless steel water bottles are awesome and better for you, but just make sure that you're, you know, cleaning them enough, because it can be tempting to, you know, just keep refilling. And, you know, every so often you're running it through the dishwasher, but really make sure that you're cleaning it in the plastic. So I'm not quite sure if I can even get a replacement for this. What I'll probably do is I have another water bottle that I've switched to that doesn't have a straw. And then I'll probably just continue to use this one once, you know, of course it's clean and everything, but I just won't use it with the straw. So just a word to the wise for those folks who are reusing water bottles. You're probably wondering what these are. These are jugs, 1 gallon jugs that we use for water. We have not really great quality water here in Central Texas. So one of the things we do, we purify our water. we have two ways we do it. One of the ways is with an RODI water filter, and another way that we do it, which takes a little bit longer, is that we actually distill the water. And so one of the things here on my countertop is this water distiller. It kind of looks like a big coffee pot. One of the days I'll show you how I actually make water in it. But it's a convenient and wonderful item to have in your home, because anytime there are problems with your water, you can know that you can have clean water, and it's actually cheaper than producing, you know, than buying a bunch of water, bottled water, and it doesn't create the same waste as bottled water does. So we'll walk through that one day, but anyway, so that's what all this is, if you were wondering. So I bought actually some hand towels that they're just general purpose use hand towels. A lot of times we'll use them, you know, in the bathroom after we wash our hands, and, you know, just have them hanging up there. And it came in a pack. Of course, I ordered it off of Amazon. It came in a pack, and I have some extra ones. And I was just thinking, I really need to order some more kitchen towels, but why not use these hand towels that I ordered, which were really huge compared to other hand towels. But anyway, I'm gonna use these in the meantime. Okay, y'all, this may be quite possibly the most packed dishwasher you've ever seen. However, remember, my goal here, I'm laughing because it's so ridiculous. My goal here is not to get debris off the dishes or anything, but just to get them in there. They've already been rinsed and washed. I just want them to come up to a temperature, you know, where it can be sanitized. Here's the end result of the overpacked dishwasher.